everybody, thanks for tuning in this evening. So we are going to start in child's pose. So knees can be as wide as what's comfortable. You can let your hips reach back towards your heels, your arms to reach forward and long. We're going to come up into those tent fingertips, so opening up through our chest and through our shoulders. And then just taking a minute to connect with your breathing. As you breathe in, notice your ribs, your diaphragm expand. And as you exhale, navel drawing in towards spine. I'm just taking a few deep breaths here. And maybe starting to come into that victorious breath, that ujjayi breath. So the breath will be in through the nose. And a little bit of pause. And out through the nose, let it go. And then coming up onto tabletop, hands and knees. We're going to start by taking just your right leg behind you. So let that leg lengthen. Going to lower the toes down, the ball of the foot down, and then just starting to shift your weight forward and back. A couple times here. Shifting back, pause and hold. Stretching through the calf muscles, still feeling the rooting down in your fingertips. Then we're going to press strong up through our arms. Go ahead and let that left knee float up. A couple breaths. Hugging the knee in towards your nose, towards your chest, pressing them out away so you're strong in your arms and in your back. Step that left foot forward in between your hands. Lower the back knee down to the floor. Inhale, draw the arms up overhead. Hands can stay apart, or maybe that victory mudra, reach and lengthen up through the fingertips. And then side body lean, taking the hands over to the left side, reach and lengthen through your waist. Inhale, back tall in the center, and to the other side. Coming back to the center, hands on each side of the foot. Curl the toes under on that back leg and press it back into plank and hold here. Downward dog, hips up and back. Maybe pedal out those feet or soften your knees. You can let your head hang heavy, your tailbone to lift up towards the ceiling. Lower the knees back down to the floor. This time that left leg coming back onto the ball of the foot. And again, shifting weight forwards and back, just starting to warm up through the wrists, the shoulders. And the next time you press back, pause and hold. Lengthen through the leg, keeping those toes curled under. We're going to lift that right knee in towards your torso, lifting up strong through this core, press into the mat. Right foot comes forward. Lower the back knee down to the floor. This time the hands are going to come behind the back. Knuckles reach down. That pit of the belly draws in. Bottom rib pulling in towards your pelvis. Release the hands. Hands come back down to the floor. Press back into plank. Pause and hold in that plank. We're going to be here for a few breaths. Push like you're pressing the mat away. Imagine a nice long line from the crown of the head, through the neck, through your back, tailbone reaching down towards your heels. Chaturanga to lower all the way to the floor. Uncurl the toes, cobras, inhale. Release and let it down. Let the hips be heavy, the tops of the feet press into the floor. Inhale, this time we're going to lift and float the hands. And release and lower down. Couple more times, let that movement flow with your breath. Hands back underneath your shoulders, curl the toes under, lift the thighs, so press through the heels, nice strong plank, downward dog, hips up and back. Bringing feet to hands, top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, stand tall, extended mountain. Lift and reach through the fingers, ground down through your legs. Exhale, fold. Half lift, inhale. Fold. Half sun salutation one more time. Root to rise. Forward fold. Half. Fold. Root to rise. Fold. Half lift. Hands down, plank. Press strong into your hands. Root down into those finger pads. Chaturanga, upward dog or cobra as you inhale. Downward dog, hips up and back. We're going to take that right leg in the air, reach and lengthen the leg behind you, and then curl the heel in towards your opposite glute for scorpion dog. Pushing strong into both hands, head hanging heavy. Reach and lengthen that right leg out behind you again, and then bring your right foot forward in between your hands. We're going to walk our hands and our feet over to the left side, Skandasana. Let your hips reach back. Bring your hands back to the front side. And just going front and back, warming up to the hips. You can stay as tall as you need to. The next time you walk your hands back to the top of the mat, bringing your hands on each side of that right foot again. It's a three-legged dog, up and back. Reach and lengthen. Bringing that right foot forward. This time coming into our Amber.Gerkin 1, Warrior 1. Arms can be up overhead, hips and chest towards the front of the mat. Then opening up into Amber.Gerkin 2. Arms reach long, opposite direction, bending into that front knee, pressing through the back leg. Strong and active through your hands. Let your shoulders glide down from your ears. Peaceful warrior, inhale. Side angle, exhale. Inhale, palm up as you reach back, keeping the legs. And exhale and forward. The next time we come forward into that side angle, we'll pause and hold. Roll the shoulders back, the chest opens. Peaceful warrior, inhale. Hands windmill down to chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. We're on left leg in the air. Reach the leg up and back. And then that scorpion option, heel in towards your opposite glutes. Reach and lengthen that left leg out, bringing the left foot top of the mat. And then walking our hands to that Skandasana to the right side. Option to keep those hands on the mat like you did the first round, or maybe this time the hands come in Jolly Mudra as you just go side to side. The next time you come back to the top of the mat, walking hands and feet to the top. Inhale, draw the arms and reach up overhead. Exhale, hands come down. It's a left three-legged dog. Bring it up and back. Amber.Gerkin Warrior 1. Pressing through that back heel. Hips and shoulders reaching towards the front. Hands can be up, hands can be down. Bottom rib pulling in. Keep bending into that front knee. And then open it up, Amber.Gerkin 2. Long and strong through your arms. Peaceful warrior, front hand palm up, reach up and back. Side angle, come forward. Just allowing that movement to flow with your breath. The next time you come forward, Pause and hold. Roll the shoulders back, the chest opens up. Peaceful warrior inhale. Chaturanga. Tucking the elbows back. Upward dog inhale. Downward dog. Feet to hands. Half lift. Fold. Root to rise. Utkatasana chair. Hands coming in Jali Mudra, heart center. Let those hands reach forward, the hips to reach back. And then drawing that right elbow back in an archer's arm. Inhale, coming forward to the front. Exhale to the other side. Inhale to center one more time each way. Let the knees stay forward so that rotation is coming from those obliques, the core muscles. Inhale to center one more time here. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, fold. Half lift, inhale. Heart a little higher than parallel. Exhale, hands down. Step or jump it back. Chaturanga to lower. Upward dog, inhale. Downward dog. We're going right leg in the air, bring it up and back. Reach and lengthen. Maybe it's a scorpion, your option. Reach and lengthen it back out, and then we're going knee to chest. Inhale, reach it up and back. Exhale, knee to chest, shoulders and wrists lining up. Inhale and up. Bring it forward, pause and hold here. Step that right foot, top of the mat again. Walk our hands. We're going back into that skandasana at the box side of the mat. Option to sit on that heel. Option for those toes to turn up towards the ceiling. Hands can come to heart. They can float and open. Bringing hips to the other side. Again, option, hands can stay grounded. Toes can turn up towards the ceiling. Hands can come to heart. They can float open in that surfer lunge. Bring the hips back to the center. Forward fold with the feet. Let the head hang heavy. Straddle fold. Hands on hips, flat back, inhale the torso up tall, right foot top of the mat. Virabhadrasana, warrior two. Peaceful warrior, inhale. Windmill the hands down on each side of that front foot. Shift your weight to where you're grounded into the front whole foot, the back ball of the foot. And then we're just gonna lift that torso up off of our thigh. Bring the arms back into airplane arms. Pause and hold here. Pit of the belly drawing in, find length. If that's a little bit too much strain, you can come up a little taller. Hold here for 2 more breaths. And then on the inhale, the palms draw back. And as we exhale, we're coming back forward into that hover. Inhale, the thumbs draw back, the chest opens up. Airplane hover over that front thigh. Inhale. And exhaling back. Now you have the option to stay with just the arms, or on that inhale, it's a single leg balance at the top. On the exhale, it's a drop, step and back. Inhale, find length and grow tall. Step it back. We'll do a few more rounds here. The next time you inhale, pause and hold up at the top. And then we're going to take our left hand to our left knee, Right arm floats and opens out to the side. Keep pressing strong into that right leg. Reach up through the crown of the head. Inhale, come back to the center and switch your hands. Left hand floats behind you. Roll the shoulders back. As your gaze, your dressy turns and looks behind you, a little bit more challenge with your balance. Inhale, bring it back to the center. We're going to take that left ankle, bring it up and over into a figure 4. Hands can come in jolly mood or heart center. You can stay up tall. You can start working those elbows down by your shin. Press strong into your foot. Inhale, reach and lengthen it back up. Exhale, release it down. Inhale, draw the arms, extended mountain, grow tall. Exhale, fold. Half lift, inhale. Chaturanga, step or jump it back. Elbows draw back, long spine. Up dog, pit of the belly drawing in. Downward dog, hips up and back. We're going to take that left leg, reach and lengthen. Maybe it's a scorpion for a couple breaths. Left leg extends back out. And as we exhale, knee to chest, draw it in. Inhale, reach it up and back. Movement with your breath. Next time you bring it in, pause and hold. Push the mat away. Hug the knee up. Left foot top of the mat. Walk the hands towards the right. Last time for our Skandhasanas. We're going towards that back foot. For me, it's not an option right now to get that heel down with my hands to the front or with my hands up overhead. But I can start to walk my hands behind me, give me a little bit of support, and start dropping that heel down. Bringing the hands back to the front. We'll go towards that left foot. Again, option to stay up. Or use the support of your hands, flatten through that foot. Bring the hands back to the center, back to the center. Forward fold. So we're in that straddle fold. You can be flat back, you can be hands behind the back with a bind. Let the heart fall in, the head to get heavy. Maybe the arms fall off your back. Release the hands down to the floor. Walk your hands to that front foot. On your inhale, we're going to lift into that airplane arms. Chest hovering over the thighs. We're reaching strong through that back leg. Heart shine, chest opens. 2 more breaths here. Roll the shoulders back, the thumbs back. On the inhale, the palms in towards center, the thumbs reach back. And as we exhale, just hover over the leg, movement and breath. And the next time you come forward, pause and hold. Option to stay with just the arms, or on that inhale, it's a lift. And exhaling back. Inhale. And release. The next time we inhale, stay tall. And if it's not an option to bring that knee up this evening, the foot can be grounded on the floor. Lengthen up tall through the crown of the head if you want the same option as the other side. Inhale, come back to center. Float the right hand back. Tall posture. Grounding through your foot, turning the gaze, the drishti to the side. Bringing it back to center. Figure 4, crossing those toes up and over. That ankle resting on that front leg, bending strong into the left foot, pushing into the toes, grounding in your feet. Inhale, reach. Exhale, set it down. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, fold. Half lift, chest up. Hands down, plank. Lower down to your knees. And you've got a couple options here. It can be child's pose for a few breaths. We're going to be here for 5 breaths. So it can be child's pose, depending on what your body needs, craves this evening, or what's accessible for your practice. If handstand variation is in your practice, crow, or the one I'm going to do this evening is tripod. So if you can use the heel of your hand about your brow line to find the center point of the part of your head that should be pressing into the mat. Hands are going to come in a triangle pattern. Curl the toes under, and then just bringing the knees onto the triceps. Maybe the feet come together, maybe one leg lifts. And if you did one side, trying both. And then everybody join back in child's pose. And then coming up tabletop, hands and knees. From hands and knees, we're going to come into a thread the needle, taking that left arm up towards the ceiling or out to the side and flow it under and through, just flowing first. Inhale and reach it out. Exhale and under. And bring it under, pause and hold. Bringing that right hand behind your back. Right hand comes back under your shoulder. Left arm's going to reach back out in that same position. We're going to add the opposite leg this time though. So add that right leg, reach it behind you. And then float it open to the side. Reach and lengthen it back out. Tiger pose, hand to foot. Push into the foot into the hand. Lift and open up to the chest. Release and lengthen it back out. Bring it back into tabletop. Other side. So we're going to start with that flow. Right arm reaches. Exhale under and through. The next time you reach under and through, hold here. Option for that half bind. Left hand back under shoulder. Right arm reaches back out. We're going to add the leg, left leg out, and maybe out to the side. Reach and lengthen. Tiger pose. Push the foot into the hand. Lift and open up to the chest. Release and lengthen it back out. Bring it back down. Tabletop, downward dog. Hips going up and back. One more breath here. Feet to hands. Half lifting, inhale. Fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, Utkatasana chair, hands in Jali Mudra. Bending into those knees. We're going to take our left elbow towards our right leg. Coming into that twist, press the elbow into the arm. Press the palms in as you draw that sternum around towards your thumb. And then eyes to the floor for grounding. Option to lift that left leg up and back. Bring it back in. Hands in Jolly Moo, draw heart center. We're going to the other side. So twisting that right elbow, pause for breath. Shift your weight into the left foot, the right knee lifts. Extend it back. Bring it back in. Lower the foot down to the floor. Center and fold. Couple options in your fold. You can make a box. You can make clasp fingers and give a little bit of weight. Or maybe it's peace fingers around your toes. Release it out. Inhale, root to rise. Draw the arms and reach up overhead. Baby back bend. Open and lift up to the chest, the sternum. Exhale, fold. Half lift, inhale. Blink and exhale. And from knees or toes, try to round it out. Hands at your side. Let the shoulders roll back, the fingers to reach back, the toes to lift. If floor bow is in your practice, that's an option here. Couple more breaths. And really sit down. Maybe let one cheek rest all the way down to the floor. As you breathe in, feel your ribs, your diaphragm expand into your mat. Inhale, come back into the center. The fingertips can be reaching back or the knuckles reach down towards your toes. Lift and open up to the chest. One more breath. And release it down. Other cheek rests onto the floor. Hands come underneath your shoulders. Press yourself back into your downward dog. And we're going to go right leg in the air. And we're to bring it into our half pigeon. That right knee is going to come forward. If you have a cushion or a block nearby, you can slide it under that left hip. For some people, it's going to be an option to bring that shin more parallel to the top. Not an option for me, so I'm going to keep that leg tucked in and back. You can stay up nice and tall, or you can start to walk yourself forward. Maybe it's down to forearms. Maybe it's arms extended out. Walk your hands back in, bringing yourself back into a downward dog. We're going to switch sides. That left leg lengthens. Bring the shin forward. Slide the hips to where there's more level or center. Again, option to bring that leg more forward. Option to block something underneath your hips, your glutes. And you'll probably notice that one side feels a little different than the other. So making any adjustments that are needed for that side. Bring your hands back in. Come over onto that left hip. Swing your legs around to the front, crisscross. And then we're going to change our crisscross a little bit. And maybe widen it out. Sit up tall. Hands can rest on your knees. Lengthen up through the crown of the head. You can stay here, or you can start to walk your hands forward. Walking hands back in, and we'll switch feet. So For some of you, it may be an option to do a fire log with those legs stacked, just a little bit different variation of that. And then again, option to stay tall or option to walk forward. You don't want to feel any pressure in your knees. So if it bothers your knees, you can stack, you can stay up, you can cross a little differently. Walk your hands back in, Dandasana staff pose. Reach and lengthen through your heels. Then imagine somebody's got their hand on your lower back, giving you a little boost in the lift. The hands are going to draw up, thumbs draw back. Bottom ribs still pulling down towards the pelvis. Take a breath. Exhale, forward fold, lengthen. And it doesn't matter if the hands touch the knees, the shins, the toes. Use your hands to walk yourself back in. We're going to take our feet and bend at our knees. So our feet are going to be planted, and just start with a gentle side to side. You can stay with just the legs, or you can add an arm with it, just like a sweep up and over, and bring it back to center, and sweep and reach to the other side. Bringing it back to center, seated butterfly or cobbler's pose. Soles of the feet are going to come together. You can decide what kind of diamond shape you want, with the heels out or the heels in. And let your torso come up tall. I'm going to turn to the side for this next one so you can see my shoulders. Rolling onto your back. You're going to extend their legs up towards the ceiling. If it's accessible, you're going to hold onto your feet, your toes. If not, calves or shins is fine. Roll up onto your shoulder blades. And slowly lower down. We're going to come into happy baby. So knees to chest is always an option. Let those knees go by your ribs, the heels lengthening up towards the ceiling. You can stay, you can rock side to side. Or maybe you play with, like we did earlier, those archer's arms. It can be an archer's leg. One leg straight, one leg bent. Imagine that tailbone lengthening down towards the floor. Bring the legs back in towards center. Let them lengthen and extend up. Soften the knees. And then slowly start to unwind. Roll yourself all the way down for Shavasana. Let your arms get heavy, your shoulders to roll down from your ears. Let your feet fall open, the thumbs to draw open. And just take a minute to check back in with your breathing. Being thankful for the wonderful things our bodies allow us to do every day. Just taking a moment now to rest and recover. start to move your fingers, move your toes. Bending arms and knees to roll over onto your side. Using your hands to press yourself up to seated. We'll bring our hands in Jolly Mudra, the heart center. Thank you for sharing your practice this evening. The love and light in me sees and honors the love and light in each of you. And we bow in Namaste.